On the way,
Okay.
take 504.
It's me, Robert.
And I'm Chris.
He's Chris. We're on the way. I'm Robert Justice.
And I'm Chris Smith.
Join us.
We're on the way.
Five, four, three, two, one. Hey guys, we are here with Gene Thornhill, as promised. This is taking place on April the 9th. Like we said in previous episodes, we'll be interviewing Gene about the Rod Project.
Yep.
So Gene, we are glad that you're here.
Well, it's good being here.
Yeah, we've been teasing the listeners on other episodes that we'd be interviewing you on.
Yeah, we would talk about it every time before we get ready to tape, like when we were laying out what we were going to talk about. Finally, like last week, I think I told Robert, okay, enough, we're not going to mention it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we did or not, I can't remember.
Yeah, but this is exciting because this is our first time to interview somebody.
Right.
But this is something that we want to do because I think it's good for people to know what you guys are doing in the Rod Project and to know maybe if they've got young people how they could be involved in Rod Project, or if they're a potential sponsor how they could be involved in Rod Project, or just like, hey, a good story about what you guys are doing is interesting on that level.
Right.
So there's a little something for everybody. You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so this is Gene Thornhill. And so why don't you just start by telling us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Gene Thornhill, and I've been in the trucking industry for about 42 years. My past and everything else before I came to God and everything, I was never raised in church.
Mm-hmm.
And I came to God back in 1983. My mom and dad and them were out of church at the time beforehand, and they used to race cars.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a lot of our experience and everything from race cars and stuff like that on the Rod Project.
Oh wow! Yeah, I remember you told me a story about how you met Karen, your wife, and you were racing around, and so I knew that you had I feel like you had a history of liking fast cars.
yeah. I've had a history of fast cars. Whenever I first met my wife, I had a 1996 Mustang, and it was set up for holding the roads. Mm-hmm. We took her down Park Road 4 over here and everything north of Marble Falls, and took her through some curves over there. And at the end of it, I asked her, I said, are you sure are quiet? She said, yep. She said, I'm quiet, all right. She said, any idiot that's going to be like this, I don't need to risk my life with, so if we're going to have anything to do, they're not allowed on Park Road 4.
That's funny.
She put a stop to that, huh?
Yeah, she put a stop to it.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
have a way of doing that.
yeah. Well, I want to say, in my experience, we haven't known each other very long yet, about a year? Maybe
About a year.
A little over a year, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been doing Rod Project?
The Rod Project started, we bought the car in last year on the 19th of July, and we started up on the 23rd of July.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so a little more than a year I've known you. And I met, when you first started coming to church here, I was about dead as a doornail spiritually. I'd gone through a 3.5 years of drought.
Yeah.
Right.
And of course, recently came out of that. God brought me out of that in September, which is a whole other story. But you became a very special person to me.
Well, thank
as
you.
I come out. Your relationship, the relationship I have with you has meant a lot to me.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and so I want you to know that you've been a big part of my life in the short time that I've known you. And you're an infectious person, and I like, I love your passion for this.
Well, right.
And I love that we've got things that we're both working on that we can talk and share and encourage each other about. So
Right.
that has meant a lot to me. I want you to know that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. But for those that don't know, tell us what the Rod Project is.
And how it got started.
Yeah.
Like how the idea became
and how it got started?
Yeah.
Well, the Rod Project is to help reach out and touch youth, to change youth's lives.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes kids have a place where they don't have no place to go,
Mm-hmm.
and they feel like they're in a back corner. And you know, we've all been there where we felt like we
Mhm.
never had we don't have friends.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, it started out as wanting to be build my own rat rod,
Right.
and God really got to me.
Yeah.
And God said, "What purpose is it?
Yeah.
What good is it?" And then I started praying about it. So God really laid it up on my heart. What direction we need
Yeah.
to go? Well, I mean, God has played a big role in the Rod Project.
Mm-hmm.
And so one day we got to praying about it, and so I decided to start looking for sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up with sponsors. I mean, we got
Yeah.
21 sponsors now.
Wow.
And
Wow.
we started looking for cars before that, and I seen this car,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a wreck. So that's basically about how it got started.
Started out with you wanting to just build a rat rod, huh? And
Started out with me just wanting to build a rat rod.
Yeah. Well, what made you like you know when you were praying about it? What made you think about involving young people with it? Was that just a God thing that He laid on your heart, or is it something that you're?
Well, I've always wanted to do things and everything to increase kids' lives.
Right.
I mean, our future is up on the kids, and kids are
Right.
important. And there was a little deal that I wanted to start a long time ago about called CAPT, Kids Are People Too,
Mhm.
and because they are people.
Mhm.
And but God really put a burden up on me to do this and get kids involved.
Wow. So you found this car. What kind of car is it?
It's a 1951 Cadillac ambulance.
Wow.
Wow. It was used by the Air Force.
It was in the United States Air Force.
Oh wow. So you found this car,
Hmm.
purchased it,
Right,
and so you started up this project. It's called the Rod Project.
right.
And so basically, what happens? I mean, you have the car. How does it work?
Well, what
How does
happened?
the Rod Project work?
What happened was we ended up getting the car, and if you've ever seen the pictures of the car, and I know you guys, I've shown some
Oh,
of y'all
yeah.
the pictures.
Oh yeah.
We cleaned out 6 bags of black trash bags of trash out of the back of it, 2 5-gallon buckets of auto parts,
Yeah.
completely out of this car.
Yeah.
This car had no hope.
We'll put some pictures in of the car. That was just telling
Yeah.
us. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but we'll put some photos in the video so people can see what you're talking about.
Right.
Cool.
Okay. And
Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
No,
Ian.
I was gonna say. So you were describing the car. I didn't mean to. Sorry, I cut you off there. but
Oh, that's all right.
I
Well,
wanted to
the
have a
car.
visual aid.
The thing about the car is whenever I went, we went to pick up the car, it looked like it had no hope,
Yeah.
Right.
and I thought it don't have any hope. So I started to walk away from the car,
Mm-hmm.
and God convicted me, and
Oh.
said, He said, put it up on my heart. You know, your life used to be just like that,
Wow.
and nothing's impossible,
Yeah.
because the car was a wreck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this car and this Rod Project is changing lives.
Right.
It is not only changing my life, but it's changing the lives that are all around that get in contact with this car.
Right.
So,
I've heard some of your awesome examples of young people and their interactions with each other through this project. Before we get into those, so how is it the Rod Project structured? Like what? How are the kids involved in the restoration of this car?
Yeah.
well, the kids are involved, and we teach the kids how to do mechanics,
Right.
teach the kids how to do body repair.
Mm-hmm.
Ed's Classic in Marble Falls is teaching
Right.
our kids how to upholster.
Wow.
And also they are learning how to do all different types of things that has to do with the car,
Yeah.
with rebuilding it and restoring it.
So you guys are partnered with who did you say?
Well, with
Or the shop that you guys are using?
okay, Ed's Classic
Ace
upholstery
Classics.
shop.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
So you have full access to that space then.
Yes, we have, and not only that, we're also with our first place.
Mm-hmm.
We started looking for a place to put our car,
Mm-hmm.
and that was at Robert Edgar's shop in Granite Shoals,
Wow. Mm-hmm.
and that's where the car is on the weekends when we're working on the car.
Okay.
It's right there on the weekends.
Okay. So once a week, you guys get together and work on the car. Is that how it works? Or
Yes, sir. From 8 to 12 every Saturday.
okay. At Edgar's.
Robert Edgar's
Robert Edgar's.
Hot Rod Shop. It's called the Hot Rod Shop. It's
Mm-hmm.
located there in Granite Shoals. Whenever you come into Granite Shoals from Marble Falls, it's on the right-hand side. It says
Yeah.
the Hot Rod Shop.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's where you guys are. Now, I know that you've got a pretty intricate, pretty detailed, I guess, setup and plan. Like you've got shirts, and y'all are going to work towards jackets, and y'all have got different things for people who spend a different, kind of like the Boy Scouts in a way, right? But
Right.
applied to this club. Can you tell us about that? How that works?
Sure. If you're there for 10 hours,
Mhm.
you get a free T-shirt.
Yeah.
Okay. We come out with the T-shirts that has the front of the car on the T-shirt.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay, and those are fixing to be limited. They're fixing to be gone. Once we're sold completely out of those,
Yeah.
those won't be made no more.
Wow.
We're coming out with another T-shirt, but once you spend 10 hours, you get a free T-shirt.
Cool.
If you spend up to 500 hours,
Mhm.
we will furnish the flight jacket, and
Wow.
you become a team member after
Yeah.
500 hours.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
because whenever you've been in that for 500 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and the stuff that we do there,
Mm-hmm.
you should be able to build a car on your own. If you ever go buy
Yeah.
a car on your own, you
Yeah.
should be able to do all the work you need to do
Wow.
Wow.
on the car.
Wow. So not
Yeah.
only are they learning good values, learning
Right.
Christian values, they're getting mentorship and they're learning skills,
Right,
and they're growing in their relationships with each other,
right.
Yeah.
teaching social skills. It's a number of positive things.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
How many young people do y'all have in that right now?
Well, it'll vary. Sometimes we'll have 2.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we'll have 15.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now, we were in the Picayune. We come
Mhm.
out in the Picayune, and
Mhm.
in the Picayune, it says we have kids come and
Yeah.
kids go. Because
Yeah.
whenever you get there and you're on that project,
Yeah.
and if you're on there every Saturday, it's hard for you to see the progress.
Mm-hmm.
But we
Yeah.
took one of the pictures of a quarter fender,
Mm-hmm.
and we showed it to one of the girls that's there,
Mm-hmm.
and showed the picture to her before.
Mm-hmm.
And they had been working on this quarter fender,
Yeah.
I mean, for a long time, trying to
Right.
get the wrinkles and stuff out of it. And whenever she looked at the car, and she looked at the picture, and she looked at the car, then she seen the change.
Yeah.
And the expression on her face just changed. The joy changed. She
Yeah.
began to cry because,
Oh, wow.
man, you're putting a lot of work in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, you come there, you're going to get dirty, you're going to get nasty. I mean, it's not for everybody.
Right.
And it'll test you.
Yeah.
I mean, it tests me every time.
Mm-hmm.
It tests the kids
Yeah.
whenever they come there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's character building.
Wow.
So what's that? So, how many hours are the kids up to right now? The ones that have been with it the whole time.
Okay, Faith, now that's my daughter. She's there every Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you figure every Saturday, we lost 6 Saturdays during the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But you figure every Saturday she's been there.
Mm-hmm.
Bethany, she's been coming since February.
Mm-hmm.
So she's been there every Saturday, every
Right.
February.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Tim, he's been there nearly every Saturday.
So that's when y'all started up. Was in when was it?
We started up in July, the
July.
23rd of
Okay.
July of last year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
well,
So, do y'all keep a tally of how many hours the kids are there?
We keep a tally how many hours the kids are there.
Mm-hmm.
We have, they know exactly what all is going through.
yeah.
We are also launching another training program
Wow.
and everything.
So, what would that training program be for?
Okay, that is preparation for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
What we're doing on the training program, we started it March the 31st.
Yeah.
And every other weekend, this coming weekend, matter of fact, it'll be the 14th,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
right?
Right.
So on the 14th, we will be having a training video there, and we will be doing videos like letting in. Have you ever heard of letting in?
I haven't.
Have you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, letting in is a process where you take lead-free sorter,
Mm-hmm.
or you take lead and you 3070 lead, and it's an old body filler type technique that you
Right.
used a long time ago. So you use tanning butter, and you put that on. You do your sanding,
Mm-hmm.
then you put this tanning butter on there
Yeah.
and heat it up.
Okay.
Then you start to wipe it off. That tanning butter starts to pull the impurities out of the steel.
Oh,
So
wow.
then you take the sorter and you begin to start sortering in. If you have a low spot that you can't get out with a hammer or heat or anything,
Yeah.
then you fill this in with this lead and everything. Once you get it filled in and you get it all leveled out, then you take your torch and a paddle,
Uh-huh.
and you run this paddle back and forth across where the dent was, and you start
Yeah.
smoothing it and working
Wow.
it out. By the time you get through with it, then you can sand it down
Yeah.
and everything. And once you get it finished, this will never flake off like Bondo or fiberglass or anything like this. This is permanent bond to the car.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So
So
That's pretty
basically,
interesting.
every time before you start like a new phase of the restoration, you do a little training to kind of prepare the kids for that next step.
that's right.
Okay, wow. So they're learning.
That's
big
right.
time.
We're going to we've already got one. We're teaching the kids how to MIG weld,
Mhm. Wow.
teaching them how to lead
Yeah.
in, teaching how to use a plasma cutter.
Wow.
We're teaching all different basics. I
Yeah.
mean, by the time if a kid stays with us in the project from the beginning to the end of that project
Mhm.
and everything, then they should be able to take and build a car from the ground up.
That's incredible.
Wow. So you guys started in July. How far along are you guys in the build?
It's a long time.
Yeah.
Because to do a complete restoration where we've coming from, because this car was flat on the ground,
Right.
no tires down to the rims, flat on the ground, covered in rust, and I mean it was nasty. So we started building on it. We've come a long way,
Right.
and on this car, right now we have 3.5-inch white walls with chrome smoothies that's been donated to the car.
Wow.
We've been to Cabela's and showed it once, raising money for the car.
Right.
But it takes a car, the majority of the time, anywhere from 800 to 1,000 hours, depending on how
Wow.
strategic you're going to get on a
Yeah.
custom build.
Wow.
Yeah. Man.
That's
So
impressive.
what happens when you guys finish with this one? Are y'all gonna keep it going and buy another car and
Yes, sir.
keep on?
Wow.
We're going to keep this car. This car is going to schools and churches. We want to use it for motivational speaking. One side of the car is going to stay Pantined. The other side of the car is going to be cobalt metal flake blue on the bottom and metal flake white up on the top. The Pantene side says this is the past of the kids. The painted side says this is the future.
Yeah.
The interior of the car is going to be a silverish blue and with white tones on the inside of the car
Right.
and everything when we get through. That's to say, don't judge a book by its cover. It's what's on the inside that counts.
Right. Wow. That's amazing.
And
Yeah.
you also asked, are we going to build another?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're going to build another. And the kids are wanting to do a sleeper car. Do you know what a sleeper car is?
I don't know.
You don't know what a sleeper
No.
car
No.
A sleeper car is one of their choices was a Volkswagen van.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Oh,
And they either want to go with a mid-engine V8 or we want to go with a Porsche engine in the rear. So this car is going to be, if we do the Volkswagen, then they're just going to get hand brushes and paint the outside of it up with a bunch of flowers and all that stuff on it.
Oh, okay.
And
so disguising what's
It's
right?
disguised.
Yeah.
So whenever
get
you
to
pull
burn
up the
somebody
red
up.
light, you can burn them at the red light when you leave.
So, Gene, is every car going to have a theme? Kind of like your first vehicle, the theme is, like you said, the past and the future,
Right.
deliverance and redemption. will the next vehicle have a theme as well?
We'll have a theme on the next one. Each car is going to have a name to it.
Right.
Like our car, the 51 Cadillac ambulance, the name of it is Life. The other car will have one too. And you were talking about the T-shirts and the jackets and stuff earlier.
Yeah.
For each build that the kids are on, then we're going to start sleeving it out. It's like stripes. You know, whenever you build a car, you get a patch. Whenever you build another car, you get another patch.
Yeah.
So each one will have a theme.
So what's the age range of these kids? Like, when's the youngest to the oldest?
From the ages of 2 to 17.
Oh, it's everybody.
So it's everybody from the ages of 12 to 17. Don't make any difference whether it's boys or girls.
Okay, wow. So somebody can really come in when they're 12 and spend that time till they're 17, have a few builds under them and a full patched out jacket and know a whole range of skills, have been taught some amazing values, have developed some social skills.
And moral values.
And more, yeah. Moral values. Yeah. Wow, that's incredible. Because, there's a lot of kids that they have a niche, if you will. Whether they're involved in sports or band or, their youth group. Some kids, they do real well at getting involved in things and they feel included. But there's a lot of kids out there who don't feel welcome in those atmospheres.
Right.
And, of course, this one has the benefit of being a Christian values group, which is always important. But, there's some kids that maybe don't think, that maybe live on the internet or on video games and they're not really developing social skills or learning the skills that you guys are going to teach them. I think that's so neat that there's a place, for somebody to come and really be part of something.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you told me a story, I don't know if you want to share it or not, about two young men who didn't see eye to eye in the beginning.
Right.
Is that a story that you're willing to share, or do you want to keep that?
Well, we just want to keep that.
We'll keep that. Okay.
Keep that separate. The thing about it is at the Rod Project, whenever you come there, it doesn't make any difference. One of our key things and everything else is unity.
Right.
And we teach being unified.
Right.
I mean, because it's a team effort.
Right.
And so you gotta see eye to eye.
Yeah.
I will elaborate a little bit on that.
Yeah.
And that is these guys, they just couldn't see eye to eye. But the thing about it is whenever you don't see eye to eye with someone in your life and everything, try to.
Yeah.
Because I had a boss one time tell me, you never know when you're going to work for that person.
Right.
You never know when
true.
you're going to have to say, hey, man, have you got a job? Because they may be your future boss.
Yeah.
So respect those that are all around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, we won't get into the details of it, but I didn't mean to
That's all right.
spring
That's all
that
right.
on you. But I will say that you kind of told me a similar thing about the unity and about you're encouraging these young men, and I thought that was a neat concept for those kids to learn that you're teaching them. So they're in an atmosphere where that could potentially happen. They could potentially have to deal with people that they don't see eye to eye with. But I like that this is an atmosphere conducive to them learning how to grow and because right now in our world today, especially in our political scene, it's so divisive, pitting people against each other and making groups that are supposed to hate each other and round them up and showing selective stories on the media, and everyone's got a spin, and it's a very hateful. It's I don't agree with everybody out there, of course, but at the same time, it's almost like people are encouraged to disrespect each other and to hate each other and to just say ugly things to each other.
It's good to see something come along that brings people together.
It is, yeah, and
for a good cause, it's pretty awesome.
And if this generation doesn't, they've like you said, the kids of the future, and they've got to learn these things that you got to be able to put these things aside. And get along with people who you don't see eye to eye with. So I'm glad that that's a place where y'all are teaching things like that. It means a lot, especially when kids are encouraged not to. Now.
Right.
All right, cool. So this is the Rod Project. It's led by Gene Thornhill. So if you got kids in that age group, 12 to 17, and you live in Central Texas, the Hill Country area, and you got time on Saturdays, bring them by. What time is it starting again?
It starts at Saturday from 8 to 12.
8 to 12, and it's at, what's the name of the shop again?
The name of the shop is the Hot Rod Shop.
Okay.
And out in front, you'll see our Rod Project logo.
Mm-hmm.
It's orange, big round orange.
Mm-hmm.
It's not real big, but it's a little sawhorse A-frame.
Right.
And it's orange, and it's got the blue and white
Okay.
car on the front.
Okay.
And if somebody wants to find out information about you guys, how they find you guys?
Well, they could call us. My name is Gene, and the number is 830-216-0820. And my wife's number is Karen. It's 830-534-4889.
Okay.
Cool.
And tell you what I'll do is I'll take your business card too. I've got one, and I will put in the description on our YouTube and on Facebook. I'll put y'all's contact information from the business card too, and how to get a hold of you guys.
Okay.
Y'all have a Facebook page too, right?
We do have a Facebook page, and if you type in The Rod Project, capitalize Rod,
Mm-hmm.
and type in The Rod Project, capitalize Rod, and something else that'll help you get there real fast is add Granite Shoals, Texas
Mm-hmm.
to the end of it, and it'll take you right to it. If you click on the website and you type in The Rod Project, it'll have The Rod Project /Facebook, and that's the way you get in to see us too. And everything that is about The Rod Project, we update it every Saturday. So if you're not able to come, if you go to watch it and keep watching it, it'll go down through there. 3 months ago, we had 16,000 views. We have 58 followers.
Wow, that's
So-
awesome. Gaining ground. I'll tell you what, when you're
Yes, sir.
when you're doing God's work, man,
Yeah.
he does the hard work, and it's
Yes, he
amazing
does.
to see that he's getting the word out there. He's
Yeah.
spreading it. That's awesome, Gene. We're glad that you're doing
That's
that, and hopefully there'll be some maybe some parents or kids out there that watch on the way, and they'll be linked to you guys, or they'll find you on Facebook or Google. But we will definitely put all the information to there, and kind of show our listeners how to find you guys.
Okay, I appreciate it.
As a parent, I know, like, it's a big thing to have something constructive for your kids to do, where they learn something good, they learn something positive out of it. And so hopefully, if there's, there's plenty of parents out there that are in the same situation, and this just gives them another outlet to look for something to help grow their kids. So
Yeah, it's incredible.
it's awesome. The Rod
Okay.
Project.
The Raw Project. How much longer you got left on this car, Gene, you think, before you finish?
On this car, what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to have this car finished because we have a big car show coming up, and it's going to be about September or October. It's going to be at Cabela's in Buda, and we want to have this car finished and going by then, and we want to have our second project.
Now, if a young person sees this and wants to get involved now, they don't have to have it started at the beginning with you guys, right? They could come in this next Saturday, right? Or,
They can come in this next Saturday.
okay,
That's
awesome.
awesome.
That's fantastic. Well, Gene, we appreciate you coming by. We're glad
Well,
we're
thanks
glad
a lot,
to
man.
talk.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Appreciate,
I appreciate
what you
you
do.
guys.
So,
Yeah, we appreciate you. We believe in this, and awesome thing for the young people.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
See y'all next week.
All right.